What is the most hurtful thing someone has said to you? My ex-husband and I had been married for a few years before I opened up to him about the abuse I endured as a teenager at the hands of my father. Naturally, he was upset and wanted to know why I'd waited so long to tell him about it. I explained that while it was an awful time in my life, I had dealt with the pain and made peace with myself. It wasn't something I thought about much anymore, but I always intended to tell him when I felt the time was right. He seemed okay with my response, and we went on with life as usual. Fast forward 3.5 years later, we had a brutal argument one day about his habit of not coming home until the early hours of the morning. His shift at work would end around 4 p.m. every day. While I understood the occasional desire to have a few beers with the guys after work, it was happening far too often. He was being inconsiderate, staying out so late while I was left alone to care for our kids. Keep in mind, I also worked full-time. Apparently, my frustration enraged him, and out of nowhere, with a cold glare in his eyes, he very calmly said, "I bet you enjoyed what your father did to you." I was crushed. The debilitating emotions I had felt so long ago came rushing back, and I suddenly felt like everything I experienced in my childhood had just happened again. I felt violated all over again. He eventually apologized for what he said, but I could never look at him the same way. 3 years later, we divorced.